I will say that TikTok has given me since I started my videos with proving a dude wrong because he said I shouldn't be on social media and TikTok came up and supported. And then I had a stroke live on TikTok and people came and supported. So not only have we got great news, not only do we have business entities, not only do we are crossing a divide, as you're saying, in the world to build a community of people who want to see each other be successful, who want to hold people up, and just that will be gone.
Welcome to the TikTok influencers you really should know about, the podcast dedicated to showcasing the remarkable individuals on TikTok who are making a genuine impact beyond just their good looks and celebrity status. From advocates for social justice to comedians who brighten our days, this podcast celebrates the diverse talents that make TikTok a vibrant community. Tune in to discover the influencers you may not have heard of yet, but you definitely should know about. Welcome back to the TikTok influencers you really, really should know about. And today is no exception in this episode because my guest is a returning guest because actually, Nicole, you were number 4. You're like the 4th episode. And we got such great response from that, which is wonderful. But most importantly, I want to have you on today because there's some big news about TikTok and it's scaring the bejeebies out of me. And I'm hoping, and I know that on your TikTok channel, you talk about this live with many of your followers, but let's jump into it. My guest today is Nicole Lamoureux, and she's got a great TikTok channel. I'll make sure that we put the link in the show notes so you can check her out, follow and subscribe and comment because it's really important, the information she's getting out. So welcome back, dear.
Thank you so much for having me, back. I had so much fun the first time. I was honored to be asked back the second time. So if everyone has not heard, in the United States of America, as of right now, today, on January 19th, TikTok will be banned. And what this all stems from is this has been a long process in the United States of America. First, in 2020, President Trump signed an executive order saying TikTok was going to be banned. Then, when President Biden came into the office, he reversed that executive order. But then earlier this year in 2024, Congress passed a bill that said that TikTok must either sell to a United States-based company or it faces a ban in the United States. And the concern is security issues is what was cited. It went through both houses and then the president signed it. Now TikTok has taken this multiple courts and they have continued to lose. And most recently, the Federal Appeals Court sided unanimously with the Department of Justice and Congress and said that TikTok must either divest or be banned. And now what TikTok has done is issued a request to the Supreme Court for an emergency ruling. And that's where we stand right now. There are two things that can happen as of right now for this time. One, the Supreme Court is not required to take up this case. And I think that many people are banking on the Supreme Court thinking they're going to have to take this case up. And they are not required to. So we now are in a place where we're waiting to see if the Supreme Court is going to even hear this case. If the Supreme Court does, they can offer something that's called a stay, which gives TikTok 90 days and it kicks it over to the new president's administration. Or President Biden can himself offer this pause or a delay for 90 days and also kick it to the new administration. Those are the two things that can happen right now. The one other thing I think before we go any farther that's important to know is that the ban goes in effect on January 19th. And this has been happening for a long time. So people are just so worried and saying, how could this just happen? Well, the bill passed in the spring, but Inauguration Day here in the United States is January 20th. So there is not the opportunity, as everyone is saying, for President Trump to fix this because the ban is the day before the Inauguration Day. And then it most likely he would have to go back to Congress. He could obviously sign some executive orders, but people should be thinking about what they're going to be doing with their content now that we are in this place.
And that's super important. And people, because there is this chatter in TikTok land that Savior Trump is going to come and swoop in and bring it all back. But didn't you just say that he originally banned it or put it through?
Absolutely. In
So
2020,
in
he did that.
2020, we forgot about that. Even though TikTok did help, because I heard a press conference with our not interview with him when he was talking about TikTok, and he's like, "Oh, the TikToks, they really like me, the young people, and that's how I won helped win the election." So he liked using TikTok to get elected, right? But now we don't know, and so it's in this who knows what it's a crackerjack box, right? Okay,
Absolutely.
so so TikTok creators that are based in the United States
Mhm.
need to think about where they're gonna go, and to think
Right.
about it now because January 19th is gonna come very quickly, right?
Right.
So where do they
And
go?
so
Where do we go?
what I've been telling people is to remember a couple things. The app won't just disappear from your phone. It just you won't get any updates from it if it stays the way it is. But you should really be, and frankly, we all should be doing this anyway. We should all, as content creators, be repurposing our content on other apps so we can reach more people. We shouldn't all have our eggs in just one basket anyway. So, how about we also think about this as the little push we all needed to get out of our own comfort zone from TikTok and go over to YouTube Shorts, go over to Instagram. I know people don't love that. Some people are going to Facebook. There's an app called Clapper that some people in the United States use. And now there's a new app that's going to be developed called Neptune, and it's being developed by creators for creators. And they're in their beta section as of right now. So that's another place that people could look at. Frankly, you right now, you don't have to do a ton of work and make new content for all of these places. Think about just repurposing the content you have. And so you can start a page and get people watching you and learning from you. Then you get to learn the nuances of each of the different apps because what works on Instagram may not work on YouTube, and what works on TikTok might not work on Instagram. But let's just get your pages going. Let's just get things started on other places.
And definitely, I actually one of the episodes on the TikTok influencers, this podcast is a medium, and she was talking about how TikTok has an energy, right?
Mhm.
She says everything has an energy, right? People, places, but she said TikTok has an energy, Facebook has an energy, Instagram has an energy, LinkedIn, all those different places, platforms. But she said that especially with TikTok, there's an energy, there is a tribe mentality, there's a community that is so unique. So it's going to be interesting to see if we can find or if they could be created something that resonates a bit with that same type of energy. But we don't know. It's like I said, we got drones in the sky from coming from the ocean. They could be UFOs. Don't know what it is. The government doesn't want to do anything about it. They're like, just go to bed. It's okay. It's all right. We got TikTok leaving. Okay. So get on those other platforms. You're right. It is a good kick in the pants. And as a media coach, I always tell my clients, create the videos and repurpose. Put them all over the place. Put them on LinkedIn, put them on,
Mhm.
YouTube and all that stuff. Okay, so we've got that. Now, what about this? What have you looked into this thing called Lemonade?
Yes, I have a
What is
Lemonade
that?
account as of now. So Lemonade is as if Pinterest and Instagram, when Instagram had no talking videos, it was just pictures. It's as if they had a baby and they made little Lemonade, which is also owned by TikTok and which is also then still owned by ByteDance. So the question that I think is going around is, will Lemon 8 be the part of TikTok that gets divested? And that's the part that, that can keep going. And that's the part that ByteDance doesn't care if they sell to someone else. So I am encouraging people to consider going to Lemonade. I have gone to Lemonade myself already. Some of the things that happen there is your followers follow you over at Lemonade. So they're making it pretty seamless for you to bring over the people you're following and who you are following. And you can do pictures and you can do videos. It's a very different energy. It is a very different energy over there. So what you said about TikTok, and I'm going to be posting till the day they tell me I can't on TikTok because I just love it so much. It's different. There's a lot more photos. It's a lot more lifestyle-y content, but I think people are just making lemonade what they want it to be. But again, I want you to do it, but I also you want you to remember if TikTok goes away and ByteDance doesn't sell lemonade, that's gonna go away too.
Exactly. And I just want to remind our audience here that we're talking about because some people go, well, I mean, if you're listening to the show or you're watching it on YouTube, you are interested in TikTok because
Right.
that's the whole title of the show. But there's some people will say, oh, that TikTok thing, who cares if that goes away? It's a bunch of silly, people dancing and stuff like that. And, it's nonsense. I will say that it is not nonsense. Some of the most important reporting has come out of TikTok in the last 2 years. I mean, major stuff, right?
Absolutely.
On the ground, people that are actually there, the floods, the North Carolina, the Maui fires, Palestine, right? All of those things. There are actual people there going live or uploading videos showing you what's really going on and bypassing the corporate media. Very important. Number two, I think it's 170 million US TikTok subscribers, right? People who have TikTok accounts. Many of them are creators. Some of them just come and watch the content, right? But 170 million, it's not going to just affect those people, those Americans, because people who live in other countries, like myself, rely on American creators. We rely on you Americans to give us the goods.
Yep.
People rely on Nicole because they want to learn how to create great TikTok, videos and social media videos and how to reach a wider audience. So it's not just those 170 million Americans and the businesses that it's created, right? The
Absolutely.
money that is generated, but it's
Exactly.
also the people that are affected because we love your, TikTok account. We love your pages and your videos. So that's what I want to, that's millions and millions of people. Jeez.
Absolutely. And I think one of the other things that all of the things that you just said, but I will say that TikTok has given me since I started my videos with proving a dude wrong because he said I shouldn't be on social media and TikTok came up and supported. And then I had a stroke live on TikTok and people came and supported. So not only have we got great news, not only do we have business entities, not only do we are crossing a divide, as you're saying, in the world to build a community of people who want to see each other be successful, who want to hold people up. And just that will be gone in a way that I think is very sad for all of us if this keeps going through the way that they're talking about. One of the other things I think I hear a lot is people keep saying, well, TikTok, the argument is it makes so much money. There's so many Americans. There are all of these things. Except for I want people to understand that is not the case that TikTok brought forward to the courts. The case that TikTok brought forward to the courts was that it was going to violate Americans' First Amendment freedom. Think that is a different thing than all of the things that we're talking about. So sometimes why the Supreme Court might not hear it is because they may just absolutely agree. And then it does need to become a bigger conversation. Do I think something else will come? Yes. I mean, we've seen this happen before, right? MySpace went away, Vine went away, then Snapchat came out of nowhere. That's another place people are going. So I think that there will be something that will happen. And I hold out hope that who knows in Washington DC, crazier things have happened. Things have, as we talk about now, we got UFOs in the sky. So maybe something will happen. But I think I agree with you. I just want content creators to start putting their messages in other places. Also, because you shouldn't be hiding your content because other people need to hear you and hear what you have to say. And you may reach somebody completely different who needed to hear your words on a different platform that you haven't thought about before.
I'm always the little conspiracy theorist. And I'm always thinking like, who benefits? Chi bono, whatever that Latin phrase is. Who benefits from banning TikTok? Um, I don't know if Mr. Zuckerberg will be making more money if lots of people are going to be on his platform. I don't know if a lot of stuff is happening in Hollywood right now with the music industry and Mr.
Yeah.
You know, P. Diddy and Jay-Z and all this stuff. And most of that stuff I've gotten off of TikTok. I didn't get it off of the mainstream. I didn't get it off of the mainstream media. So,
Yeah.
like, why do you think is it really because they're worried about our personal data, or do you think it's something
I think that there is a concern for national security that absolutely is true. And again, I only know that because I work in Washington, D.C. every day. I used to work on Capitol Hill. So these are the conversations that I'm part of all of the time. So I do think that there's a concern, which is also why, unlike other people, I think for me, I can see where I don't hold up much hope if we have this come to another Congress because we're having both Republicans in the House and the Senate and security issues are going to be a big deal. But do I also think that there are going to be tons of other people that are chomping at the bit to be the next? Yes. And I think I think we're seeing that right now with the meetings that are happening and all of the tech bros that are going up to meet with President elect Trump right now. There's definitely people who are going to benefit from this in a different way.
interesting? Oh, the saga continues. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, to keep up to date with this too, I will tell our wonderful listeners and viewers that are watching on YouTube, you definitely need to check out Nicole's TikTok page while it's there, because also you'll be able to get links to all of her other social media as well. She's really good about having all of that information on her TikTok account. So, if people want to find you, I'll put a link in the show notes, a direct link in the show notes. But what's the easiest way for them to find you on TikTok?
My name is Nicole Danny Lamoureux on there. Or if you really want to find me, just type in the search bar, Nicole had a stroke on TikTok, and it'll bring you to my page. I'm my very own keyword. So my last name's kind of long, so that might be an easier way to find me.
Nicole had a stroke on TikTok. And you were so brave and so strong through that whole thing. That's
Thank you.
that's what just my heart burst because I saw how amazing you were and you are. You still continue to be and helping people so much through these kind of crazy kooky times. So
Absolutely.
everybody, please make sure you check out our TikTok page. Have a link in the show notes so you can definitely jump on that. And then also, I'll have a link to your website too, if you like.
That would
Yes.
be fantastic.
And you help coach people and take a look at their social
I,
media. So
I,
here's the thing: if you're a creator and you're jumping from TikTok to, let's say, Instagram or Facebook or the other ones, it would be a great idea to meet up with you, right? So that you can
I
take a
would
look at their
love that.
content.
We can set up a whole strategy for you that aligns with who you are, aligns with what you want to do, and we can help you understand how to transfer your content. But more than that, we can help you get in the right mindset to make content that can reach other people as well.
Beautiful. I love you,
I
Nicole.
love you too.
All right. All right. I love you too, wonderful subscribers to this podcast. It's the TikTok influencers you really should know about. If you want more information about this show, you can go to the TikTokinfluencers.com. If you want more information about my coaching business, you can go to ChristineBlosdale.com. I'll have all those links in the show notes for you. And let's just hope these aliens might come down and make the Supreme Court like change their mind and like maybe keep TikTok around for a little bit. I really hope so. I really do. If not, it's a new frontier, right?
Right.
All right. Thank you again, Nicole, for being on the show. And thank you, wonderful listeners and viewers, for tuning in today. As always, I just say keep scrolling. It doesn't matter if it's on TikTok or if it's on Instagram or YouTube. Keep scrolling because you're going to find that person, that influencer who you really should know about. Take care.